And this is the idea that we all lose it. All parents lose it. And that included my parents, and can probably includes everyone in this room except Pablo, who doesn't have kids yet, but he probably had siblings that made him lose it. So here's another quote from the book. All parents lose it sometimes. We lose our temper. We lose our minds. We can lose our balance, our way, our dignity, our self-respect. When it happens, it is very painful, no matter what provoked it. It usually happens when we are exhausted and have been pushed beyond our limits. Intense feelings of frustrations arise, and we may not recognize them in time, or we just don't know how to shift gears or even care. Sometimes losing it takes the form of screaming and yelling or mean-spirited speech. Sometimes we lash out with a smack or a slap. As soon as it happens, we feel terrible, angry with ourselves or sad for our kids or some mixture of both. All of a sudden, we're in the middle of a nightmare. So she goes on to give an example, but I'll leave that for another time. So keeping that in mind that we all lose it and we should forgive ourselves, let's meditate together for just 2-3 minutes. So again, kind of make yourself comfortable in the chair. Feel the breath coming in and going out. Our breath is an anchor in our life that's always available to us. Calm us just a little bit. Feeling the breath in the chest and the ribs. Feeling the breath in the belly. Going up and going down. And sometimes when we're not quite sure how we're feeling, we can just sit with our breath for a moment and notice if the breath is rapid and shallow or deep and relaxed. And we can gently slow our breath down a little bit to bring a little bit of calm. So again, the breath is an anchor that we can turn to at any time to help us find a little bit of calm during a hectic day of family life. Another anchor is our physical body. We tend to find ourselves eating too much or maybe caught up in feelings that aren't feeling good. But our body is another anchor that we can use to connect with ourselves and find a little calm. And one way, again, to do that is just to use the breath and just to notice how our body feels. Sometimes we notice tension in our facial muscles or tension in our shoulders, or tension in our belly or back. Sometimes we have back pain. And the ultimate goal is to relax the body and reach a calmer state. But sometimes the first step along that way is to just notice how the body is and just know in a sort of a neutral, objective way how we're feeling right now. And then sometimes how to take care of that feeling comes a little bit later. So we need time sometimes to feel better. So if you can, I'd like you to bring up in your mind a time as a parent when you felt like you were going to lose it, where you had a crazy day at work or whatever situation, and the kids were doing X or Y or this or that, and you felt like you were going to lose it. And think for a moment about um, what happened in that situation. Um, and then think of other situations where you almost lost it, and think about what you did in that situation, how you kind of steered away from a losing it moment. Um, and just kind of breathe into that a little bit and see what comes up. And then just hang on to those thoughts and just take another minute just to continue breathing and finishing up this portion of our meditation. And then just take another 10 seconds to finish up, maybe one more breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll start a conversation.